Hey guys, welcome to Jack's Beautiful You. I am super excited for today's video because we're going to be talking about springtime fragrances, and I am so in the mood for spring right now. Spring has sprung where I live. It is beautiful here in South Carolina right now. It's in the high 70s. The birds are chirping and the flowers are blooming. It's just absolutely gorgeous here right now, and I'm so in the mood for these fragrances, and I'm not in the mood for my heavy hitters anymore. I'm not in the mood for any winter fragrances. It's time for spring. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Jackie. Thank you so much for clicking on my thumbnail today. I really appreciate you being here. To my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for all your continued support. I really appreciate you. If you're interested in seeing the fragrances I'm excited to wear for spring, then just keep on watching. All right, I have quite a few fragrances in this category, but I just picked out 10. I probably could have added at least 15 more fragrances that fit this category, but I decided to narrow it down to just 10 fragrances that I seem to be the most excited to pull back out again or maybe start wearing if they're newer to my collection. So the first one is by the House of BDK, and this is Velvet Tonka. This is a fragrance I can't shut up about since I got it. I love this perfume. I actually had a decant of this first. It was a 10 ml decant travel spray from Royalty Scents, and I burned through that decant and I knew I had to have this. This smells absolutely incredible. This is almonds. It is like a marzipan kind of feel, like sweet almonds. It has rose oil and tobacco in the mid. I don't really get tobacco out of this, but I do get this kind of like cherry blossom and almond kind of feel to the fragrance, and then there's vanilla in the base. And tonka, obviously. It is one of the most comforting and cozy fragrances and absolutely perfect for springtime. This is not overpowering to where it's going to be cloying. It's not overly sweet, but it does have sweetness from the tonka and the vanilla. It is something that reminds me of Easter for some reason. It's just very springtime. I have some association with like sweet candied almonds and marzipan and Easter for some reason. Maybe like, has anybody eaten Jordan almonds? You know what Jordan almonds are? Those are just, they're colorful little almonds that look like eggs, and I think my brain associates it with Easter, and therefore I get Easter from this fragrance. I think that's the weird little journey that my brain went on to associate this fragrance with that season, but that's what I think of, and it's so delicious. I get really good performance out of this. It lasts all day with a nice moderate scent bubble around me where I get wafts of it throughout the day, and it just makes me feel at home. It makes me feel at peace. It calms me down, and I find it to be just such an easy wear. I feel like this would be a great signature scent that you could wear pretty much all year round. This isn't just a springtime scent. Right now, I'm just so in the mood for it. It just reminds me of Easter. So that's why I think of springtime and this fragrance. So that is by the House of BDK, Velvet Tonka. All right, up next, I have another fragrance that reminds me of Easter, and this is by Xerjoff. This is Shuncoin. Now, this is from the Join the Club collection, and the notes are vaulted, so nobody really knows what's in here, but let me tell you what I smell. I smell coconut for sure in here. Coconut's not listed on Fragrantica, but this smells like something coconut for sure. It's very interesting because it's not a full-on gourmand. This smells like kind of like a cookie. This has a marzipan feel to it to my nose as well, with some yummy coconut. It smells like some kind of coconut cookie baking or something. But then add there's some woody notes, there's some powderiness to this. There's also cherry blossom, I believe, listed in here, which I do pick up a little tiny hint of something like that. There's tea listed on Fragrantica, and that makes sense to me because I do pick up this like tea vibe. So it kind of makes me think that I'm like in spring. Maybe I'm outside and I can smell some of the woodiness from the trees in the air, and then I'm eating these delicious coconut cookies, and I'm also drinking some tea. Maybe there's some cherry blossoms in the air. You know, it's not fully gourmand, but it's just so good. And this is such an underrated fragrance. I do not hear enough people talking about this. There's sandalwood listed in the notes, and I definitely feel like that's here too. This is such a cozy, comforting Easter vibes, springtime vibes fragrance for me. It has decent performance. It's not super loud, but it's kind of like BDK's Velvet Tonka. It's a moderate projection. I get a moderate scent bubble. I can smell it on me. I get wafts of it. I think it's just one of the coziest and most comforting fragrances out there. Super underrated. I truly love this one. Again, this is by Xerjoff Shuncoin. Okay, this time of year, I get in the mood for musky fragrances, like fruity, floral, musky fragrances. This one's pretty new to my collection. This is by Clean Reserve. This is the only Clean Reserve fragrance I have, but I'm interested now in more, like trying more, because I fell so in love with this. But this is Radiant Nectar. Radiant Nectar actually performs really decently. I get, again, it's not meant to be a beast. It's just a moderate scent bubble that I get wafts of throughout the day. But this is a fruity floral musk. So in the opening, you have pear and musk mallow or ambrette. The pear in here is absolutely, it's so good. I love pear. I love pear in my fragrances, and this smells like a sweet, juicy pear. I just love it so, so much. And then in the mid, you have tobacco blossom, orris, and carrot seeds. So you've got some of that floral aspect from the tobacco blossom. Definitely pick up a little bit of something floral, but mostly I get the pear, a little bit of floral, and then I definitely get the musk. There's ambroxan and white cedar extract. I get a little bit of that woodiness from here too. And the musk in here is so beautiful. It is this clean, sweet, warm smelling musk that just screams spring to me. If you like your fruity floral musk fragrances, if you love pear in your fragrances, I highly recommend. So this is by Clean Reserve Radiant Nectar. All right, guys, buckle up, because this isn't the last you're going to hear of this fragrance. This next one I talk about a lot, especially this time of year, because it's one of my favorite springtime fragrances. I also really like it in the summer as well, and it is a lifer fragrance for me. This fragrance is one I truly, truly just absolutely love. It's not top 10, but it's very, very close for me. And this is by Parfums de Marly Oriana. This is an absolutely stunning fragrance, and I love this from the beginning. I actually had a sample of this first before I purchased it, and I immediately bought a bottle after I tried that sample because I thought it smelled incredible. I do not get poor performance from this fragrance. I just wore this the other day and it lasted through the entire day. Now, again, not a strong fragrance that fills up a room. It's not a beast, but I was getting wafts of this fragrance all day. If I spray this in my hair and on my clothes, I have no real issues with this fragrance. I know some people have really complained about the performance of this, saying it is very weak, but I have never experienced that with this. I just get a moderate performing fragrance that lasts for a pretty long time. I get about 7, maybe 8 hours out of this fragrance. So I think it's gorgeous. I think it's totally worth the money. And this is a fragrance I wear a lot. Plus, I love the color of this bottle. Does this not say spring? I mean, this is like springtime, right? This has mandarin orange, grapefruit, and bergamot in the opening. So you do get this kind of citrusy, juicy vibe. There's also raspberry in here, black currant, and orange blossom. Definitely, I pick up the orange blossom in here quite a lot. I get a little bit of a hint of a fruitiness, but I don't know that I would know that there was raspberry or black currant in here. It doesn't register, that doesn't register in my brain when I smell this. It just smells like there's some fruitiness in here, but I wouldn't really be able to pick out what the fruit was if I wasn't looking at the notes. And then there's whipped cream, marshmallow, and musk. Whipped cream and marshmallow in the same fragrance? Yes, please. It's so good. I love marshmallow and I love whipped cream. And it does have this very whipped, fluffy, marshmallowy feel to it that I adore. And then there is, like I said, musk, and then there's ambrette in the base. And I do pick up something that is a little bit clean in this fragrance. Some people say that it kind of reminds them of laundry detergent, and I kind of get that. And I really like it. It's just tiny. It's just kind of in the background. So it's got some gourmand qualities with the marshmallow and the whipped cream, but then it has some fruitiness. It has orange blossom, so it's kind of floral. It has a little tiny touch of a clean feel to it. This is not a boring fragrance at all, in my opinion. This is just kind of like a fragrance that kind of goes in different directions, and I love the entire journey of this fragrance. So, like I said, I get good performance out of it, and I have no regrets in buying this fragrance. I think it's absolutely stunning and perfect for springtime. So that is by Parfums de Marly Oriana. Okay, this next fragrance I have not worn in quite some time, and I absolutely love it, and I'm excited to pull this out and wear it. I actually think I might wear it right now as my scent of the day. This is, I love this perfume, and I always put it away and only pull it out in springtime. But anyway, this is by YSL and this is Mon Paris. And this is the Eau de Parfum version. I think this is beautiful. This is another fragrance that I feel like people don't talk about enough. This is a very good performing fragrance. This will last you all day and it's pretty strong. So I really don't wear this one in the summer because I find that it gets a little too much in the heat because it is such a strong fragrance. But springtime is like the perfect time and I can't wait to wear this. I'm actually gonna, I don't have a fragrance on right now, so I'm actually gonna have this be, oh, this is so good. Why don't more people talk about this? There are a lot of fruits in the opening. So you have strawberry, raspberry, pear, orange, tangerine, bergamot. Yeah, lots and lots of fruitiness. I definitely pick up on that very fruity, sweet vibe in the opening. And then middle, you have peony, jasmine. You have a couple different types of jasmine, and then you have orange blossom. And I wouldn't say this is an overly like white floral smelling. I think I get more of like the peony than anything else. This doesn't smell like a white floral fragrance to me. And then in the base there is patchouli. So this is definitely a fruit chouli. There's two different types of patchouli in the base. So you have to be a fan of those like fruit chouli kind of smells. And then there's musk, there's vanilla, ambroxan, moss, and cedar. This is one of my favorites that I only wear in the spring, and I'm super excited to pull this one back out. So this is by YSL Mon Paris, the Eau de Parfum. I didn't really pay attention to whether or not I was grabbing niche fragrances, expensive fragrances. I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to that because I love all different types of fragrances. I love affordable ones, I love designers, I love niche. I don't really discriminate. If I like the way it smells, then that's it for me. But I've noticed that the next few offerings that I have are quite affordable. I didn't really notice that until now. My hair is driving me nuts. You know what? I can't do this. I can't do this. Okay, sorry, my hair was driving me crazy. I felt like I kept playing with it. It was very distracting and it kept falling in my face. So, okay, and we're back. This is another powdery vanilla marzipan fragrance that I think is absolutely phenomenal. So if Velvet Tonka is out of your price range, this would be a good alternative. They don't smell the same. They're not exactly the same. They definitely have their differences, but they're in that same family. So this is by Reminiscence and this is Heliotrope. And first of all, the bottle itself, the color of this bottle is the epitome of springtime. If this doesn't remind you of spring, I really don't know what will. And I think this color is super fun. I really like the bottle. I paid less than $30 for this fragrance and it is really good. This is so good. It really smells a lot more expensive than what it is. So top notes, you have fig and green notes. I really don't pick up on green notes at all, but I do get the fig, which I really find quite enjoyable in this fragrance. And then there's almond, heliotrope, patchouli, sandalwood, and cedar. I really don't get any patchouli from this fragrance. I just get that almondy, powdery, heliotrope, marzipan feel to the fragrance. And then there's also, did I say cedar? There's sandalwood and cedar, and then there's vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, and musk. So the base is quite sweet, definitely very powdery, but a lot of like vanilla in here as well. So it kind of tones the powderiness down from the heliotrope and gives it also kind of like a creamy vibe as well. I'm really into these types of fragrances right now. These are all in the same family. So heliotrope and Velvet Tonka and Shuncoin all have that almondy marzipan feel to my nose, but they all differ slightly. Like this one has coconut, this one has kind of like a cherry blossom almond feel, and then this one is more, this one seems a little bit sweeter, has more of like a vanilla presence, and has that fig in the opening that I really enjoy. But all three of them are very fairy tale like. They're very whimsical, they're very Easter-like, they're very springtime in my mind. If you like almondy, powdery, sweet vanilla fragrances, you're gonna like this. $30, such a great value. Performance is pretty good. It's moderate all around, really no complaints with the performance. And I just think this is an absolutely fantastic affordable gem. So that is by Reminiscence Heliotrope. So this next one is by Burberry, and this is Burberry Brit. My cap is messed up. I paid, again, I think around $30 for this fragrance, and it's really, really pretty. So the twist to this is that it has almonds in the opening, but it also has lime and pear, and I get a lot of that lime, and I think that just makes this fragrance. Oh, I love the lime in here. And then in the mid, you've got candied almonds, sugar, and peony. So this is another candied almond fragrance, but with lime in the opening, and it's just such a great combination. And then you have vanilla, tonka bean, amber, and mahogany in the base. So there is a bit of a vanilla, sweet, but also woody kind of base to this fragrance. And I think, again, it reminds me of Easter, springtime, whimsical, fairy tale like type of fragrance. The performance on this one is only okay. I wouldn't say that it's amazing. I think I only get about 5 hours out of this fragrance, and the projection is moderate, but again, I paid like 30 bucks for this fragrance, so I can't complain too much, and it's just perfect for springtime. So that is by Burberry Brit. All right, up next we have a fragrance that I absolutely have to talk about. I'm so excited to pull this out and wear it for springtime. This is like the ultimate springtime fragrance in my mind. This is by Kayali. This is Deja Vu White Flower 57. This is my second bottle of this fragrance. Well, so not this size. The first bottle I went through was the 10 ml travel size, but I burned through that fragrance like nobody's business last spring. And then fall came and I got this bottle to replace it, but then fall came and I wasn't really in the mood for this fragrance anymore, but I am in the mood for this fragrance now. For sure. I love this perfume. This is one of my favorite Kayali scents. This is absolutely gorgeous. So this has nectarine and pear in the opening. It is very juicy, fruity, but to me it smells unique because I don't get nectarine from a lot of fragrances, and I can tell that this isn't just your average fruity fragrance in the opening. Like, that nectarine really stands out and it smells juicy, sweet. Absolutely gorgeous. There's nectarine, gardenia, and pear in the opening, but I don't pick up a strong gardenia presence. So if you hate gardenia, I don't really smell gardenia in here. And then there's tuberose, Indian jasmine, and orange blossom. The white florals in here, to my nose, smell very, very well blended. There's nothing harsh or heavy about the white florals in here. It's just a smooth white floral. You can't really make out which white florals are in here. Like, there's not one that stands out. It's not overpoweringly tuberose or orange blossom or jasmine. It just smells like a really good blend of some white florals. And then in the base you have vanilla, patchouli, cashmere wood, and sandalwood. Beautiful base. I love those notes in the base. I think this is such a beautiful fragrance. I really truly love it, and I could see this is a lifer fragrance for me. I can't imagine not being with this one. I get decent performance out of it, moderate all around. I'd say about 6 hours out of this fragrance with a moderate projection. That is by Kayali, Deja Vu White Flower 57. Okay, this next one's super affordable, and this is for my die-hard white floral fans. So if you are like me and you have a tolerance for white florals and you don't mind a stronger, heavier, kind of heady white floral fragrance, especially right now in the spring, then I would recommend by Kim Kardashian. This is a very white floral fragrance. I pick up a lot of gardenia in this fragrance. Yeah, a lot of gardenia in here. So if you don't like gardenia, run away, like run away from this fragrance. This smells a lot to me like Tocca's Florence. If you've ever smelled that, this smells a lot like that. Or Gucci Bloom. Yeah, this one smells very similar to Gucci Bloom. So if you enjoy those types of fragrances, this one will save you some coin because this is like super affordable. Like less than $20 is what I paid for this fragrance. I think it was like $15 for this fragrance, and it performs like a high-end fragrance. It smells like Florence, it smells like Gucci Bloom, and it performs really well. So top notes, you have honeysuckle, African orange flower, mandarin orange, there's tuberose, gardenia, jasmine. Definitely very strong presence of all three of those white florals. especially the gardenia, and then there's some spices. There's tonka bean, musk, sandalwood, orchid, and woodsy notes. This is definitely a good bang for your buck, a really, really good affordable gem that smells a lot more expensive than what it really is. So that is by Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian. Next up, we have by Afnan, and this is Le Fleur Bouquet. And this is absolutely beautiful. I really love this. I blind bought this a few months ago, wore it a couple of times to test it out, but now I'm in the mood for this. I'm ready for this fragrance, and I think it is beautiful. So the top notes, you have flowers and then white flowers, and then middle notes, it just says fruits, citruses, and musk. Base notes, it just says sweet notes. Powdery notes, rose, and exotic woods. This is a beautiful fruity floral. I get kind of the same vibes from Deja Vu White Flower 57. These two smell pretty similar to each other. There are a little bit of differences though. They're not exactly the same, but if you like Deja Vu White Flower 57, I think you will like this. There's definitely kind of a nectarine or peachy, something like that type of fruitiness in this fragrance. It doesn't say what fruits are actually in here. There's definitely florals in here, white florals, but they're very well blended. It's not overpowering. And then there's definitely musk in here, and I get some woody notes in here as well. Absolutely beautiful fragrance for less than $30. So if this one is out of your price range, then like I said, they're not exact dupes. You know, they don't smell exactly the same, but they're definitely in the same vibe, fruity, floral type of fragrance. So give this one a shot if this one's out of your price range. But I love this one. Even though it was like $30, less than $30 I paid for this fragrance, plus the presentation that this comes in, the box it came in was impressive. And this bottle is pretty nice. I mean, I'm kind of impressed because the bottle is nice, the presentation it came in is nice. I paid less than $30. The scent is absolutely gorgeous. If you're into fruity, floral, musky scents, this is going to be something that you're going to like. And I think the performance is really good as well. It's pretty decent, pretty moderate all around, and lasts a good amount of time. So no, I don't have anything bad to say about the performance of this fragrance. It just screams springtime to me, and it is a great affordable gem. So that is by Afnan, Le Fleur Bouquet. All right, you guys, and there you have it. Those are the 10 springtime fragrances I think I'm the most excited to start wearing. And let me know in the comment section what springtime fragrances you're excited to start wearing. And is it spring yet where you live? I know in a lot of places it is still very cold, but hopefully this video gives you something to look forward to if you're seasonal like I am and you enjoy wearing springtime fragrances. Let me know your suggestions for really good springtime offerings. I love getting suggestions from you guys. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I hope everybody is having an amazing day. I will see you in my next video. Bye!